tunesbyblog.com.
Papi, why you coming from your breathing like that?
My daughter. Hey, my daughter, yeah. The old people can say that curiosity kill the cow. What your own problem again?
Papi, I really don't have problem. But the way you breathing, sir, it's like you're running somewhere.
My daughter? Ha, yaka. If I give you the little G's, you yourself will be running to the same player running. So you just hold it there.
Papi, Papi, play on me now, lay on me. You know I your daughter too now.
My daughter? Guess what? I had to run away from Wego. Ha, yaka. Tuesday and Thursday, they got one show in town they call it Logan's Hour. Man, that boy can talk the thing that are happening in Indiana. Even when you steal, even you doing wrong thing, the boy will talk it. You doing the right thing, the boy will praise you.
For real, Papi? No, that kind of thing. 1 hour time, yeah.
My daughter, I'm telling you, let me tell you now. Logan's Hour come on every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock p.m. And when you want to watch Logan Hour, you gotta be on time, or else you watch the show after the show. But guess what?
What, Papi?
So, just go to Facebook and subscribe to Logan Hour. You go to YouTube, you subscribe to Logan Hour. Anytime Logan Hour coming on, you will get notification. That the notification made me running at the door, my daughter, because I won't be laying back in my living room, man, and get ready to call on that show.
Papi, thank you so much for the information. But I see Tommy walking, coming it out. I don't know if that he looking at too. Oh, Tommy! Tommy!
Oh, what's that? What you calling my name like that for? What you calling my name like that for? Take your time and you there. I'm watching my Logan Hour. Don't gotta distract me, yo. Wait now. If you ain't got what to do right now, we're already enjoying ourselves. You better get involved with the fries, girl. Tommy? So today, Papi was telling me that something? I want to look for Logan Hour, yeah. Papi, thank you. Thank you for telling me about Logan Hour.
My daughter? Ha, that ain't there. Don't say I'll tell you. Bye.
All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. And I'm grateful to be here again today. Hold on, something playing right here. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. I hope you guys can hear me because today is another great day. Hold on just a second. All right. I'm clear. Everybody can Everybody can hear me. So, I love to be hearing myself as I go on with these things. Sometimes it becomes a little difficult when you cannot hear yourself as well. So, I want to say to all of you following us today, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on the Logan's Hour. We are so grateful. On the Logan's Hour page, we have tons of people following on the page. And I see my own brother, Charles Khan, following me here today. Charles, what's up, man? What's up? How's rehab? Charles Khan, Bobby Logan, Brenny, Alpha, Sis Isabella, Lifu, Asil. I want to say to all of you who following me here today, want to say thank you for joining us. And today promised to be a very, very, very great edition again, as always. And as you can see, all right. So sorry for that. I getting a little echo. That's why I want to cut down the echo. That's why. All right. Just a second right there. Let me try to cut down the echo. Yes, I think one of my device here should be playing in the background. So sorry for those of you who just on here. All right, so want to say thank you so much for joining us. I see my sister Eve Goffin. She just love peace. So you can go on the Logan's Hour page because a few days from now we will be broadcasting only on the Logan's Hour page. We'll not be using our private page to broadcast anymore because my private page have my family pictures and have my children, and I think people go on my private page to watch the full watch the program. I think they'll be seeing my children and they're being exposed so widely. So what I'll be doing this time going forward, I'll be hey my brother Jefferson Francis Colaco Jr. So I'll be broadcasting just on my Facebook page on the Logan's Hour page. So those of you who haven't been on the Logan Hour page, it's Logan Hour because we broadcast on three platforms. We broadcast on the Logan's Hour page. Yeah, go to Facebook, you tap in Logan Hour, you'll see the round green logo, and follow that page. And the next one is YouTube. Sometimes I really love to watch some of these live programs on YouTube because YouTube allow you to multitask. You can be on YouTube and also go to other thing in your phone or other programs and also monitor them as well because you can minimize on YouTube much easier and scroll to other things and make calls and everything, come back and the show going to start from where you stop. So YouTube is a very good one again to also use. So we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on both pages on Facebook. But pretty soon we will be shutting down the broadcast on our private page. We'll only be broadcasting on our Facebook page, which is the Logan's Hour page. So those of you who would love to be part of the conversation, we advise you to join the Logan's Hour page, which is better. Which is better. That's where we'll be bringing most of our broadcasts. So instead of doing private pages, we'll just be doing the Logan's Hour page because we have to grow the fan base on the Logan's Hour page. So want to say to all of you who joined us here today, want to say thank you so much. We are grateful that you all here, and those of you who joined the Logan Hour page, I'm so grateful that you people were able to gravitate so fast to go to the page and watch the program for the page. So those of you who in the video chat room that the show has been shared, when we're sharing this program, we will be sharing it in. We will be sharing the program in on our page. So we just want you to know that. Sorry, I'm getting a little feedback. So just a second. I'll let it get a little feedback. I'll be back. All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that. That's one of my technician in the background at the same time following the show on their phone. So I was hearing the background noise. I thought it was one of my devices here giving no noise, but one of the technicians in the background also following the show, so that's why I was hearing the background noise. But however, want to say we are back again. Want to say to all of you who just joining us for the first time, welcome to the Logan's Hour, and those of you who has always been joining, I want to say thank you for joining the Logan's Hour. So we are here today. Today is another great day to all of you who just joined us here. We are passionate of being here. And I know some of you has been asking question, what happened to the man here? Tuesday we didn't see the man here, and blah, 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 blah. But just so you know, my wife and I, we have been working on something, and we will have that thing concluded, hopefully, by the end of September. And by the end of September, I'll be regular on the show. And the reason why sometimes on Tuesday I miss the show because I have to help her to complete what she was working on. And right now, last week I promised to come on the show, but those of you that were unable to see me on Tuesday, trust me, Tuesday was a real one because I had something the webman or the quick people can call it pink eye or whatever eye. In Liberia, we can call it Apollo because I have two little babies in daycare. One is like 3 years old, and one is turning 2 years old. And the daycare every time they come from there with something different. So my little son came with that pink eye, and the pink eye passed on to his sister. Sister passed it on to the mommy, and mommy obviously mommy will pass it on to daddy. So it was a whole something. But I'm glad that we were able to work on it so fast. And today, after a week of being off work, I was able to return to work today. I'm so grateful. And I'm happy to be here again, as always. And we want to use this time to say to all of you who celebrating for the first time in the month of July, I want to say happy birthday. We want to say happy belated birthday. We want to say happy pre-birthday, specifically to the coach of the Indiana. I mean, say to the Liberian Old Timers Association, Mr. Ernest Samuels. We want to say happy belated birthday to you. You celebrated yesterday. And to my dear brother and friend, the financial secretary of the Indiana Young Men Association, Mr. Watkins Johnson, celebrated 2 days ago. Want to say happy belated birthday to you as well. And all of you who celebrating your graduation and your anniversary in this month, want to say congratulations to you, and want to say a very big thank you to the education and cultural and whatever committee that celebrated our young graduates the few days. Want to say a very big thank you to you guys. You guys did a very excellent job. And I know my own brother and friend, Mr. Sebastian Darbo, he met me and he was like, man, what happened? What happened? I said, it. I was so engaged, and I had some other stuff going on. And just the time of that whole graduation ceremony that took place at the Liberian Association mini headquarters, I was seriously ill. This whole month, just July and June, it wasn't too pleasant for me. We went to one of our practice site, uh, the Indiana, the Liberian Old Timers Association, and we practiced on a Saturday, and we practiced under the ring. The practice was successful. We enjoyed the practice session. By the end of the day, when I came home, getting old, you can rule that out. I had some real joint pain, and I had my body ache, and I was under the weather, and a whole lot of things happened. And I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. I was sick, just like dog. And luckily for me, I'm on my feet now and I'm moving. Then after that, I had a pink eye, so it was a whole journey. But when you got when you are a strong guy, you can make it. You can make it. So I want to say to the committee who organized that, I want to say thank you so much. And we followed that. We followed some of the videos recording that we saw in the video group chats and on Facebook. And somebody specifically met me, and the person said to me, "Hey, we miss you. We thought you're going to be there." I said, "Why?" I said, "Because you're going to carry the story, and you're also going to record a program. We're going to have a quality recording as well." But I want to say to all of those who did the recording as well, I want to say thank you so much. You people did a fantastic job, and those of you who was there, young graduates, keep your heads up. Don't give up. The journey has just begun. Uh, Education has no end. And those of you who planning on going this year, we want to say keep the courage and let's do what we can do. Okay, we want to say to all of you joining us here today, we want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Those of you who will join us later, who will watch the show on Facebook, on YouTube, on whatever tube you're going to watch the show on, we want to say you are the real deal. We want to say thank you for joining us. So just in other news, the national team of the Liberian community of Indiana will be going to Kentucky tomorrow. So all road leads to Kentucky. All road leads to Kentucky. The Liberian Old Timer Association of Indiana, the Liberian Old Timer FC. So you see it right on the screen. The Liberian Old Timer of Indiana Football Club. All road lead to Kentucky tomorrow, Saturday at 8:00 p.m. So join the national team tomorrow in Kentucky. So they're going to be at the Ben Washer Park. The location is 519 West Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. So get ready, get your cars ready, and let's hit the road. It's just 3 hours or 2 hours, depending on how you drive. You're going to see the national team going to be playing tomorrow, and all the guys going to be present. As you can see here, we will have tomorrow the coach himself, Mr. Ernest Samuel. By next to the coach, we'll have the captain, Mr. Jeremiah Chie. And we have our own brother Didier Lavito Moba. We have Mr. Michel Yanti and Mr. Roland Akwe, the assistant coach, will be there as well. And we'll have Mr. Morris Gua, who is the financial secretary of this institution, will be present. And we'll also have Mr. Fela Nogos, who part of this trip. We have Messiah Soso, which is Skezo. Some of you commonly know him to be. And Mr. Sankier, he's one of our dependable players, but sometimes he behaves like a nation one. He can read it safe. And we have Mr. Savannah Spilly, one of the best midfielder I've seen in my time. He anytime I see this guy playing, he kept my heart back to Peter Crouch, and very tall, but he can control the object. And we have Mr. Joseph Barber, that is Jojo Adebayo. He's going to be there tomorrow. We have Mr. Yankwe Kawala. Mr. Yankwe Kawala will be present tomorrow. He will be playing in the defense. And we have Mr. Joseph Sille Jr. You all know Mr. Joseph Sille Jr. He's a midfielder, defensive midfielder. He can press it. He can play far too. We have Mr. Bernard Burple. Mr. Burple going to also be there as well. And we have Mr. Sawenda Samba. He's one of the defensive midfielder. He's going to be there as well. And we have Deborah Emmett. Everybody know Emmett. Emmett going to be there. And he was the captain for the Barrow team, the gone time, during the Barrow and IE game. And we have who again? Mr. John Z. Akwe, the most dependable number 9, going to be there. Mr. Akwe going to be there. And Mr. Levi Wandie. Mr. Levi Wandie going to be present. He's a very good midfielder. He's going to be present as well. And we have Mr. Philip Seyuga Augustine Otero Logan. He's also going to be present tomorrow. You're going to see the guy striking as well. And not for you to know he will be striking. The man just, because it's an old timer team, so the man just purchased a new copper muller. Those of you who know about copper muller, you see how it look. That's an old school boost. That's the boost we used to use when we're back in the 60s and the 70s when we're playing the object. I'm just like a snake. Anytime I'm getting I have to pee my skin and get younger again. So anytime with the young people, definitely I'm a young guy, but deep down I'm an old guy. Professor Willa Pele, thank you for following. I know you can relate. She's laughing right now. She said they want to get more. What do you mean, old man? All right, so we want to say to all of you who joined us here, I want to say thank you so much. The other day we had a game organized by the Youth Department of the Liberian Association of Indiana, and there was a whole lot of prediction, and we said the winner of the prediction are going to walk away with $20. And to be true to our promise, we have people saying so that starts from all of those who predicted. So we have Mr. Charles Chris Carver said the game going to end 4-0 in favor of the Liberian Association of Indiana. Mr. Jojo said what? Jojo said 3-1. Sayangla Cheyi said Jojo said 3-1 in favor of Otama. Sayangla Cheyi said 1-0 in favor of Otama. James Quarter said 3-2. LeBron Association going to win. Morris Gould said 4-1. LeBron Association, the old timer going to win 4-1. Alex, the captain, said 7-0. And Mr. Roland Akwe said 5-0 in favor of the LeBron Association. Mr. Jeremiah Chie said 4-1 in favor of the old timer. Mr. Jeremiah said Jeremiah Chie. Damn it, Dan, my brother Didi and Jama from Rehab, Liberia. He said it was going to end 1-1. And Mr. Anthony Gavler said we're going to end 1-0 in favor of the old timer. Brenny Alpha said we're going to end 3-0 in favor of the Lone Star. Mr. Robert Carey said it was going to end 3-1. Indiana Lone Star 3 and Indiana Old Timer 1. So today we want to say to you, we have a winner of the $20. Somebody wanted $20, and because we never had a time to come on the show, so we never awarded the $20 to anybody. So just so you know, we have a winner. So for our lucky winner here today, and this person is no one else but Mr. Robert C. Carey. Mr. Robert C. Carey is our lucky winner, and Mr. Robert C. Carey is going to receive his $20 right after this program out of a Cash App, or maybe Mr. Robert C. Carey is going to receive that $20 in cash on Saturday before going to Kentucky. But for now, we have our lucky winner, Mr. Robert C. Carey, who's won this prediction by 3-1. So, Mr. Robert C. Carey, we want to say congratulations. You are the man. All right. So the old timer will be traveling to Kentucky on Saturday. Those of you who wanting to travel with the old timer, we already read the address to you. You can join this team that will be going to Kentucky to play fantastic football. And just so you know, over the weekend we had two teams for the old timer play, and we have the Barrow and IE. Those of you who follow the play, IE were represented by Mr. Savannah Spilly. Mr. Savannah Spilly coached the IE side. You see, we have Mr. Bernard Buble and the rest of the crew here. Kezo, UJ, Tito, Roland, SYZ, Sasamba, and Fetre, Kwekwe, and everybody you can think of, DDA, all of them play for the old timer association. Let me say for the Invisible 11 IE. And on the Barrow squad here, we had Mr. Robert Carey and Joseph Saleh Jr., the most powerful captain in the history of this Barrow IE game, Emmett Derby. And we have beautiful team, as you can see, Ernest Samuel and the rest of the crew. But surprisingly, we saw somebody perform to our expectation. We overlooked him before the game started, Mr. Pachibo, Mark Lester Pachibo. But not knowing the boys are old hands, the boy know the game. He can mind so well. Mr. Pachibo did extremely well. And we want to say, Mr. Pachibo, keep on the good work. We look forward to you, if possible, tomorrow to join us in this game. So, the Byron IE game, at the end of the day, this is the result we have. Nope. This is the result we have from the Byron IE game. The Byron IE game ended 2-2. Byron 2, IE 2. In the 18 minutes of the game, my brother Johnson, in the 18 minutes, Johnson scored the first goal. In the 48 minutes when we started the second half, my dear brother Jojo redeemed, and he scored the other goal. And in the 86 minutes, nobody else. And me say in the 73 minutes, Jojo came back again with some trucky goal. Well, when I even paying attention, he scored again. And in the 86 minutes, Filippo Izaki, the penalty was created by what's his name? Mr. Emmett Derby. Derby created the penalty, and Filippo Izaki finished the penalty. Then in the 90th minute, scored a goal and win the game. Mr. Lavito Moba went to kick the penalty, and the penalty ended in Che. Yeah, so the game ended 2-2. So we want to say thanks to our brother Lavito Moba as well. That's the best thing to do because everybody from the same team playing. If you're the score the penalty, we're going to be going with noise. Oh, how the game wasn't fair, but just the miss of the penalty, if you not us more than divide us. So I want to use this time to say, Mr. Lavito Mobile, I know you never missed the penalty because you cannot kick penalty. You missed the penalty because you want a unity within your institution. So I want to say kudos to you. That was wisdom. And also, the Indiana Lone Star play over the weekend, and the Indiana Lone Star play Indy Thunder, and the game and 2-0 in favor of Indy Thunder. But the Indiana Lone Star have one more game, one more qualification game, and if you look on the flyer here, they have played two games. They play PRWC on June 18, and on July 8th they played the birthday and Ebenezer. So those of you who part of this community, get ready, go on the field, watch the young guys doing what they're doing and what they love to do. And don't forget, we have Sunday B coming up. It's all white baby shower. On it will be hosted by Tiamon Basigia. The number is 317-457-1097. And get ready. It's August 12th. August 12th. That is honoring Mr. and Mrs. Isaac Goffin baby shower. So that's going to be even Isaac baby shower. It's going to be all white. Get ready to wear white. The address is 5620 Crawfordville Road, Indianapolis, Indiana 46224. So get ready. It's all white baby shower. It is a boy. I say Goffin Jr. is expecting his boy. So everybody in the community get ready to wear your white and go celebrate with Mr. Isaac Goffin Jr. Mr. Isaac Goffin Jr. will be celebrating his boy, his first ball. I don't know his whatever ball child now. So Mr. Isaac Goffin going to be celebrating his ball child. So those of you in the community, get ready and let's go and celebrate Mr. Isaac Goffin. So just in before we pass, we have the National Content Media Association in Liberia has just announced that the Content Meet 2023 will be starting shortly. And those of you who knows about the Content Media in Liberia, it's about to kick out again. The Content Meet is about to kick up. So we have all the Vera contents that will be participating in the Content Meet. So you have this is the first round of the Content Meet 2023 feature. You have Grand Judet will be meeting Nima Kante, and you have Bomi Kante will be meeting Grand Judet Kante. So this is how the feature go in Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. So in Group B, you find Maserati will meet Bon Kante, Bapuru going to meet Riverset Kante. Then you find in Group C, Magibi going to meet Maryland, and Grand Cape are going to meet Riverset Kante. In Group D, you find Grand Bassa Kante going to meet Lofa Kante, and Sano Kante versus Grand Crew. So get ready. We are ready. The Bassa people, they are ready. So all of you out there thinking that the Kante meet this year going to go the other way, do your own go. Do your own go. We are ready. We are about to do it, and we're going to take that Kante meet. So we want to say to all of you who just joining us, we want to say thank you for joining us. Thanks to all of you for the first time who just joining the Logan's Hour. We want to say thanks for always joining the Logan's Hour. We are here to serve you, and we'll always be here to serve you. All right, so before we go to Liberia, we got specifically I want to talk about Liberia. I want to talk about issues in Liberia. I want to talk about the breaking news in Liberia currently. I want to talk about some of the few political issues in Liberia. But before you talk about a few political issues in Liberia, it's good to talk about what is happening in your own community first before you can go outside the Liberian community. So surprisingly, those of you who has been in the Liberian community for some time now, and the Parker Lay administration, something is happening that people do not take serious notice of, and I think I have noticed that from this gun meeting that was held. I wasn't present because of my pink eyes. I just explained about. I couldn't go to the meeting because my eyes were terrible. My eyes were really, really bad, and I couldn't go into any public gathering. That was it. So I was home. So people who went to the meeting, I was calling. I was on the phone, and I think those in the meeting were like 9 people in the meeting. And surprisingly, those of you who normally, if you do not go to meeting, you will see the meeting agenda posted, which of course is constitutional. The Constitution states that the meeting agenda should be posted for the members to be able to peruse and know what the meeting is about. But surprisingly, the gone meeting that was just held, the Secretary General, the President, Vice President, and no one from the administration ever posted anything concerning this meeting about meeting meetings. And the Secretary General, on the principles of transparency, he told us that I will be transparent. Normally, the Secretary General will sign the names of people who attended the meeting and put it in the community chat room and say, hey, these are the names of people who attended the meeting with his signature out of transparency. But surprisingly, the Secretary General has slacked on that. The Secretary General decided that the other way on by, I'm not going to put it there. But let's use some case study scenario here. The meeting held by the Liberian Association of Indiana, looking at its membership base, should meet quorum before a meeting can fully be a meeting to pass any important thing. And if the community is bragging of having 400 plus members or membership, how can now people 999 they want basa me call do something here who mleno mlenson mlenta mlen here people? How can mlen here people sit down in a meeting and make decisions for over 300 plus people? So something not right. Up to today, we have not gotten any information from the meeting. We have not seen the meeting agenda in the first place. We have not seen the meeting meetings. I don't know if this gone meeting was a kuku jumuku meeting, because I think this gone meeting should be the meeting to finalize everything when it comes to the Judah 26 program. But surprisingly, we don't want asking now, because this is what the Secretary General posted. So if all of these were meeting time and the meeting that were held just recently were postponed from previous meeting that should have been held, then what happened? Why is it that other people who attended the meeting cannot even have at least a copy of the meeting minutes? At least a copy of the meeting agenda. What was discussed in that meeting up to today? I haven't seen a person who walked out of the meeting and say anything about the meeting. Only one person who was at that meeting, when I called, the person answered the phone, and the person gave me some rundown as to what was happening in the meeting. But by right, that meeting should have been canceled. How can you have a membership base of over 400 people and 9 people sit down to convene a meeting? The president said in his wisdom, she will cancel the meeting because the people do not meet quorum. You see, quorum is very important. That's why it is stated in the Liberian Association Constitution. I'm surprised. I know the financial, the Secretary General, Mr. Robert C. Kiri, he will always take the names of people who attend the meeting, sign on it, and post it in the community chat. But as to now, we haven't seen that. So why is it that only 9 people attended the meeting? Because the enthusiasm of the people of this community was so high when this administration came to power, from inception. People were trooping into meetings. You go to meeting, you see the place is overcrowded, people looking for a seat. But why is it this time around that a real meeting was called? Because Mr. Rufus Tati, who is following this program right now, can attest to this, that whenever it comes to Judah 26 inaugural programs, those are the times that people rarely attend meeting. How can we have the last meeting before our inaugural before our Judah 26 program and only 9 people attend the meeting? Something is not right. Something is smelling that we all have to discover where that little smell is coming from. Which part of the house? In which corner we have that there rats that we cannot locate? Something is not right, and we cannot keep ignoring it. We cannot keep just brushing it out and believe that everything is going to fall in place. Oh, let's just go ahead and let's just do it the way we're doing it. And in fact, whether they like it, they didn't like it, they will have to like it. And in fact, everybody liking it. Something is not right. Just the other day, I sat with my own B sister. She brought something to my knowledge. And it's like whenever somebody tells you something that you probably should have known, and they just brush it up in you and say, hey, do you understand this, this? And you be like, oh, it already in my mind. But that's a good point. It's like you having the lessons. You will not obviously know that there are too many lessons out there of your brain until you buy that identical car. And when you buy that car, as you drive, your eyes will be on the road to see who has similar cars. And surprisingly, you'll find out the cars you drive, there are so many people who have it. So that's how it runs like. So my B sister met me and she told me that. The first thing that came to my mind, I was like, okay, that's good. Somebody else called me and said the same thing. Somebody called me again, said the same thing. Then I started saying, I said, oh. So it means it ain't just my B sister alone who was thinking about this thing, but it's like a whole tons of people thought of it. Somebody called me, the person said, do you know I was in the group chat? I said, oh, okay, the Labrador Community Association group chat. I said, okay. But what happened? He said they removed me. I said, why they remove you? The person said, I don't know. The same people who put me in the group chat, they removed me. And I said, why they put you in the group chat in the first place? The person said to me that when these people were looking for people to vote for them, they went places and registered people. Listen to this. I don't know. I think that's a twisted logic, in all fairness. How is it that we went to the community and found people who were never interested in being part of the institution first, pay our hard-earned money, register them to participate in the general and presidential election, and put them on the group chat to follow what was happening, to follow the day-to-day activities of the association. And right after the election, you want to demand them to pay dues. I think it could have been so fair enough if you pay their dues to come and register and vote for you, continue paying the dues. So how can you pay the dues to vote for you? So meaning they were only good enough to just come and vote for you, and after the voting, you remove them from the group chat. How can this organization have 400 plus people in the group chat, and at the end of the day, you have only what, 60 or 70 people in the group chat because you have removed everybody because they failed to pay their dues? But the first thing you should take into consideration, how is it when it comes to election, you had a whole influx of people. How they got there? You register them, obviously. You pay their dues to come and vote. And after the voting, what happened? You kick them out, which is a bad sign. So when these people met me and started to talk about these things, I was like, really? They say yes. Then it came to my mind. I told somebody before, I remember when this whole campaign was going on and we were running here and there looking for people to vote for us. You know, I'm a stubborn person. I can't hide it. That's some of my weakness. I am so stubborn. My wife knows me. I am stubborn. When I'm convicted of something, I stick to that thing. I don't care how you persuade me. I don't care what you say. I'm a stubborn person. My wife was like, oh, they have the other people on the side. They have the other people on the side. We got to go get money to register the people. Get money to register the people. I told my wife, if they pull not vote for me, they will not vote for me, but I ain't got money to register people. No. How can I be coming to serve you and I use my own personal income to register you to vote? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So how is it that you brought in all the people to vote for you? You registered them to vote for you. At the end of the day, you kick them from the chat because they are not paying the dues. They were never interested in the first place. You encouraged them. You brought them in the community chat room, put them in, pay their dues, they vote for you. The first thing you should have done, you should have used the community chat to use it as a means of just a little work conducting census. Get other people's opinion. And the chat room serve as a medium of communication to communicate, to disseminate information to your people. In this day and age, information dissemination is very cardinal. You can tell me that After voting for you, the people have to go. I know people has been reaching out to me why it said that I created an extra a group chat called Liberians in Indiana. Yes, I did that. I created a chat called Liberians in Indiana. So if you see you part of a chat, and this is the logo of that chat. This is the logo of that chat. And the motto says caring for all. And the reason we created this chat called Liberians in Indiana, because somebody asked a question, and that was a real question. The presidential aspiring for the Liberian October general presidential election, Mr. Joseph Banning. And he was confused, Mr. Banning. Even Pastor Willie reached out to me and said, hey, Logan, I see that we have two chats. I see that they have the Liberian Association of Indiana, and I see you people created one other chat called Liberians in Indiana. What is this chat is all about? And it was simple. Liberians in Indiana is not the association. It's all Liberians. Whether you're a white man, whether you're a black man, whether you're a Gisi man, whether you're a Pele man, whether you're Christian or Muslim or whatever, you can be part of that chat room. You don't have to pay a dime to be part of the chat room. You don't have to pay a dime to post anything you want to post that do not conflict with the chat room standards. Because the basic reasons for having all of these chat rooms around is for information dissemination. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nobody going in any chat room to cause anybody mind or anybody power. That one, obviously, we will have to remove you or give you warning before we can kick you out. But the chat room is free for all Liberians. And right now, when you go to that Liberian in Indiana chat room, you have hundreds of people. Why do you think people called in to ask? Because when the association took the decision to remove the people they pay the dues, they pay dues for to vote for them, and decide to kick them out arbitrarily, without even giving them the courtesy to say, listen, since we pay for you to register, these are the requirements to remain in this group chat, or these are the requirements to become part of the association. And that should have been a whole mobilizing campaign going out. How can you remove Dr. Samba, Pastor Johnny, the man who voluntarily turned over his elephants to the Liberian community to conduct election for days, debates? You remove him from the chat with all courtesy, or even writing him. Dr. Samba and his wife, they always donate to the institution. So these are the common things. That's why prompted us to say, you know why? Because the Liberians who live in Indiana, they are part of this community. When they kick them from the community chat, that's supposed to be the only means of getting information. We can't allow them to just spread out. We have to find a way to bring them back on one umbrella. That if we want to disseminate information, we can have that means to disseminate information. That's how this chat was created, called Liberians in Indiana. If you look it up clear. That's how that chat was created, called Liberians in Indiana. So some of you who feels that chat room was created to run anything contrary to the government or to undermine the government, we have no intention. Absolutely. We have zero intention. The welfare of this community is resting on every one of us shoulders. And that's why everybody independently playing their role. Just by living in a community and being law-abiding and paying your dues, you are playing your role. Some of us who sit up here to educate people, to give people information as to what is happening in the community, they are also playing a role. You don't necessarily have to be a president, vice president, secretary, or parliamentarian, or whatever. And I want to say to my dear brother and friend, Ernest Samuels, and the rest of the guys who took on the leadership of the Old Timer Association, congratulations. And kudos to you guys. Jojo and the rest of you who are going for practice regularly. Now the time is coming together. The community is coming together gradually. And that's what we want to see. We want to find a community where, regardless of why, you'll not be discriminated. We want to find a community where everybody can feel that they are Liberians. You'll not be kicked out of group chat because you can't pay $5. We want to find a community where the president can be able to reach out to the people and talk to you, and not to communicate to you through surrogates. This is very important. The president have to come out and tell us his plans for the community. If you go and conduct an opinion poll right now as to how people feels, you will not like it. And the people have sent their message out long ago and complained that if this issue of this inaugural ball cannot be addressed to our concern or addressed to the point where we all sit down and say, yes, we believe in this administration, we are not paying our dues. And they were never wrong. You needed something to alleviate their fears. You see, let's say this. In any institution, the primary reason why anybody want to contribute to your institution, it has to be on the basis of a transparency and accountability. And one young man in the town who have exhibited that, and he's doing that to the letter, his name is Maurice Guo. When you go to the Indiana Librarian Association, the Librarian Old Timer Association of Indiana, those guys pay even 4 times what area I pay for dues. But why do you think they are paying the dues? Why do you think they are paying the dues? Because they see some level of transparency. They see some level of accountability. They see their dues working for them. So if you see those kind of things happening, you are encouraged. You want to do the same. So I know somebody, my own little sister, we met, she was like, oh, I don't be added to that group chat you created. No, that group chat is not for another reason, not even on money administration. It's just to disseminate information from all angles. So you as in government, it will be important that you form part of the group chat, that if the government has some information, you can be one of those people who can spread the information, disseminate it to wherever you find Liberians. This time we are reaching now, the age we are in is about information. We are in the information age. So information dissemination is very important in our age here. Going out of days where people will sit down and feel that they have monopoly over everything. They're not working anymore. We all collectively can sit down and move this community equally. We have our fair share. Let's look at it from another angle. If you turn the dials around and Philip Logan was going to be elected as president of this community, but now I have invited Mr. Boya, Mr. Parker, and all those who are running for positions in the town here. Let's sit down and have a meeting. Let's talk. What do you think is the problem? And how can we solve some of the problems? We're going 1 year. Who told you the ruling administration can't call the opposition or call the defeating side and say, listen, you are running because you have an ambition or because you believe you can solve some of the problems in the community? What are some of the problems you think we can solve together collectively? Now when we meet to party, then you'll say, oh, brother, how you doing? Then when you look from there, then you say, oh, they meant that because they lose the election. No. Our running, I have a whole manifesto. I have few things that I could execute to the letters. What we're supposed to do as a community, we're supposed to call everybody on the table. Opposition, whatever position, whatever plans we have, we're supposed to pair with the plans you people have to move this community forward. But we do the same Liberian thing. We believe that any man lose the election. If I get me call out man, the man said the man vet. Nobody gonna be fair about community thing. Nobody getting paid. Nobody is being paid. But the fight here is we all have to work together. The success of the community is resting on everyone's shoulders. Not one person. I have my children here. Mr. Parker too have his. Mr. Boya have his children. Jeevan Smith has his. Mr. Robert Carey has his children also here. So when we succeed here collectively, it's for every one of us, ain't for one person. So sometimes when you people taking some critical decisions, yeah, it requires everybody input. The other day I said it here when I had an emergency show. The idea to remove people from the group chat, it was one of the weakest and one of the, I don't know how to even describe that idea or that decision. You see, I always say this to people, and I always say this to my wife and my friends and everybody as we move on in life. I may look small, but I have a big man brain. I think like an adult. A far grown 50 years old man when I was much smaller. I was 15 years old. 15 was little big, became 15 years old. When I look at my mom and pa house and I walk to the road, I stopped Tessie. And my mom asked me, where are you going? And I told her, bye. I ain't coming back anymore. And I was gone. And from 15 years up to my age now, I never returned to my parents' house to stay anymore. To tell you how I think. I don't just make decisions. I study the consequence before I make the decision. Because the decision is much easier to make. But what is more difficult is the consequence. Because you have to live with the consequence. Because the decision is just instant. You can be like, okay, right now I'm moving. Okay, you move. Why happiness? The consequences that come after your decision, that's what is more important. So that's why when I scrag, because it means I have studied the consequences. That's why sometimes when you see me moving in certain directions, yeah, I have studied the consequences before I move in those directions. Some people don't like me because sometimes I look in your face and say the truth. Of course. I know I have made a lot of enemies because the way I talk, because the way I look in people's face and tell you how I feel about you. But those are life. And trust me, I'm not that kind of person who think I want the whole world to love me, though. No. If everybody love me, then me, I'm in trouble. I will have few people here and there who can say, I hate the guy. I hate the ground he walk on. The other day, my sister told me, one of her friends in town here who said, she hit me. I told my sister, I said, I like those kind of girls. I love people to hit me. Because everybody ain't have to love me. No. If you want love anything, love what I do. Don't love me. Have no reason to love me. Only one person are required to love me, my wife. She said, only one I sleep with. So only her. Other than that, nobody have to love me. So when my wife can love me, my children can love me. The rest of the other people, I don't care how you feel about me. It's just me. I can change it. I just the kind of person who, age 15, 16, 17 years old, I started being bold. I've been very decisive. We enter conversations. I tell you my position. My father one time was coming up, and even my uncle, when I started living with my uncle, he was a whole minister, foreign affairs minister in the government. And he sat with us one day on the table. And he looked in my face and look in the rest of the other children's face and say, hey, listen, I want everybody to look in my eyes and tell me, how do you feel? What do you think about me? And I look in your eyes and I told you how I feel. He said, wow, you sound so insightful. I said, well, you asked me. And I'm just telling you how I feel. So that just me. That's who I have been. I can't change it. So sometimes when I look in some of your face and say the truth, don't take it so personal. Like even sometimes when I'm up here talking about my own friend Richard Boya and Parker, you think I don't meet those people? I meet them. I meet them places. I meet Mr. Parker, Judah Parker, and myself. We are cool. We have no kind of beef between us. But sometimes when I talk about something up here, I don't talk about Mr. Parker personal life. No, I don't. I have no interest in his personal activities. But I speak about the decisions, some of the decisions he takes. Some of them are so detrimental. Like this decision at gone time. Even before the Secretary General decided to move people, the posting of that little threat to people, if you don't pay your dues, you'll be removed from the group chat setting time. Allow the financial secretary to keep going on with that. That's enough. And start calling people. Stop if for any reason, because we are 501c3 organization. We are not for profit. We generate money through donations. So if for any reason, the team pay some visits to churches, talk to pastors, ask their congregations to contribute to the organization. If they can pay their dues, even if they pay $30 each 6 months dues, you generate some funds. Taking them from the group chat, what do you generate? Nothing. And some of the people who've been removed from the group chat, they're not interested in coming back. If you go to the Labyrinth Indiana group chat, They are relaxed. If you go see some of the things they are talking about how they were removed, how that decision to remove them, it was so disrespectful with Oirin communicating with them. Listen, let me say this. I like Mr. Parker. Let me say the other day. I like the man. I like him for a few reasons. He's a quiet man. He's respectful. He always smiles. He's likable when you see him. He's not that kind of person who appear to have a lot of malice and tension and everything he walks with. So a lot of people gravitated to him. Even during the election, they have a slogan. They had to call him Mr. Peaceful, Mr. This, Mr. That. Some people never like me because of the way sometimes I'm so firm. Like the way I look into your face and talk to you. We are all different kind of leaders. I may be more charismatic, but it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. But he's quiet. Some people are like, oh, they guy is quiet. He's a unifier. He will bring us together. But the idea of taking the people from one umbrella and spraying them under the ring and going to look for them later on, that wasn't a unifier decision, Mr. Parker. Imagine the entire community have a serious meeting coming up to discuss Judah 26 program. The meeting had only 9 people attended the meeting. Now they have to be putting flyer in other chat rooms to find your members that you throw away. That decision was so sad. So sad. And I hope the administration will do better next time. That was a real poor decision. And let's talk about another thing again. Chief Smith. You see what the man said? The man said pay to play mentality. Don't ask any question. Oh, Chief. Let's talk about something else again here. You see, I know and I understand we live in a very small community, very fragile community where everybody knows each other. My daughter are your daughter, my son are your son. Whatever way we terms it, we are in the same community. But let's also take to consideration that we do not have, or we have not identified, let me put it that way, people with certain expertise. People with expertise in dealing with financial matter. So let's talk about the issues of the board decision and the board findings that came up and the soliciting people who will serve on a committee to finally discuss and find a solution to the whole inaugural program issues that we have been discussing over the time. As you all are aware, on January 14, the Liberian Association of Indiana had her inaugural program. And at that program, it was expected that the community should generate more money. And surprisingly, when the results came back, the report from the inaugural committee, they said we generated far less, or we just generated what we put in, and we had low meaning profit. And members of the Liberian community, they were saying, well, regardless of how the committee see it, we believe we generated more, and the committee members have, or maybe allegedly, mismanaged some of the funds or misappropriate some of the funds. There has been issues hanging over some of the committee members, which of course I know some of them have been acting like it's not a problem, but I could see from the lenses of being embarrassed, some of them having make a lot of public appearances. They haven't been seen to programs, and I know how demeaning it is that your name has been called, your children going to school, and your friends calling them and say, "Daddy, that you need it on." They say, "You did this, you did that, you did it." I know how embarrassing it is. And two, the president, through his wisdom, wrote a bill to take charge because the bill is clothed with the authority to investigate and come up with a remedy. The bill too brought it back to the community, asking for first. The bill started with asking for 5 people, and the bill later on reduced it to 3 people who will serve in the capacity to further investigate the inaugural committee. But surprisingly, the requirements for the bill about people who will serve on those committee, that's where some people have issues. Excuse me for that. The bill is soliciting professionals. This is what the bill is looking for here. The bill is looking for the bill trying to solicit the services of professionals with knowledge and qualification in basic audit and accounting principles. Those interested are encouraged to submit their names and brief profiles. So, the reason why some people haven't submitted anything of such is because we do not have, or we have not identified a whole lot of people with the kind of qualifications that you are looking for. And two, the few people with those qualifications who were interested, surprisingly, I got an intel from the very same meeting that was held. And the board members are saying all of those who appear on the public platform to discuss this inaugural issues, by default, they are disqualified because they already form an opinion. They cannot and will not serve on a committee that will investigate the inaugural committee. So, where are we heading? One, I suspect that the board and the administration, they are playing games. They are playing games. And before we come back to that games, sticking still, we'll be right back. All right. All right. We are back again. And let's talk about the board decision. You see, the issue that has to do with this whole thing about this inaugural committee report, the president and the board, I believe, if I should be fair to them, even the board secretary, the board chairman, the president of the Librarian Association of Indiana, they're more full. In all fairness, they that said they play not read, they ain't able to go in front, they ain't able to come behind. Congo men say they can't gin no hole. Because if there's nothing to be afraid of. If there's nothing that they believe that went wrong, whether you appear on public platforms or not, you could serve on the committee that's just going to do basic addition and subtraction and give the number. How many dollars were invested into this? $3,000. How many dollars received? So and so. How many dollars things you purchase? So and so. End of the day, you take up the purchase from in whatever get into whatever the bottom one of the money is to bring to up. So what I want, gotta go look for people who get accounting degree now, mama or papa. It even requires lots of qualifications. It just requires somebody who has a basic high school mathematics skills. But the way the board have attached some bureaucracy to it, that you should bring your brief profile. Now you make people afraid. You made people who even were thinking about going there now. They say, well, yeah, the people here, all of them joking. All of them joking. Now, to our insult to injury, the boy is saying to us now that if you ever went on a public platform to discuss the issue, it means you have formed an opinion. You can't be part of the investigation. It means you are disqualified automatically. So who the board can find to do this thing? I mean, nobody. So we expect now in due days, the board coming to us to say, oh, that we now put a notice up. Nobody sent a knee. So because nobody sent a knee, we found out that nothing wrong. So it means, bam, everything is over. And that's why we expect. And that's what I expect a few days from now. I expect the board, the Indiana Association board, to tell us that nobody has submitted names. But it's very bold telling you that anybody who formed an opinion, who sat on the show to discuss that anything here was wrong, it was not wrong, the person cannot be part of that decision making. That is wrong. You could even find two people who discuss it and feels that something went wrong, and find two people who believe that nothing went wrong, and they sit down and do the basic mathematics. They'll come up with a scene no more because everybody's sitting right there and watching it. There will be check and balance. So why we want to hire? Why are we hiring? Mr. Dripper is a very nice man. Me and he never really into art before though. But from what I've heard of him, he's not someone that will go take small day money for a nugget and go eat it. Mrs. Etta Kumba, the woman who own her own seafood area. What she will go take the people money and go eat it for? But the people need to rest. Y'all need to try to find a way to just put it into rest. If this board, the Liberian Association board, come back to the community and say, oh, you know what happened? Nobody sent a knee, so we'll just let it in your slide. You know what kind of trouble you put the people in? You will be putting them in a more deeper trouble than when you investigate. Because even if I were on this committee to serve on the inaugural committee, I will tell you hell to the no. I'm not going to sit down in this community with all proper investigation and the board tells me that nothing went wrong. I will tell you the board, I am pushing for whatever investigation if I know nothing's wrong. Whoever found opinion or not, they should give them the paper to go calculate. What is this? Yeah, and at the party, get to my sister said she didn't let me. Because the way I can be talking to Jedi, now old people are talking to. But you see me? I just want picking one when I was coming on when an old man lie. You know, old man say, yeah, say you lie. And say, oh, the man frisky. That's how I looking. You my daughter. My daughter can say, Daddy. I say, yeah. You said, that's not true. I say, you're right, baby. That's not true. So that thing here, that's a big thing. Oh, it has to be, because I was surprised to find somebody in Liberia having one of my newsletters. Surprise. And the person coming from my newsletter. The person don't know me from nowhere. The one they can call Ash Great Camp. The person didn't know me from. The person called me and say, hey, my name is so-and-so person. I write for so-and-so paper. the news from your community. Can you give me updates? And I provided updates. And I provided somebody from the administration contact for the person to balance their story. Because for them, they are journalists. They follow the ABC method of reporting: accurate, balanced, and credible. For me, I don't need to follow that. I am a commentator. I'm not a journalist. So I only commentate. So when he calls me, and you know what he called me from? Newsletter. That newsletter I can be writing around here, put it in chat, put it here. It on the Logan Hour page. That's where the person grab it from. And I told the person to balance the story. This is number from the Liberian community. Call that number and authenticate the story. I said, this is a growing story that has to do with mismanagement, that have people mind and party inside. That ain't not the attached bureaucracy too. You might get your first degree in management. You might get your second degree in accounting before you be able to do basic addition and subtraction. Or you might even get knowledge about auditing. What about that? How about that? Let me put it my way, my woman watching TV right now. How many dollars the Liberian community passed in her budget? $13,000 or $12,000. Okay. They $12,000, put it one side. In our ALU, yeah. So let me find the paper for AL before I be talking here. So where yeah? I think that AL. It's small. My mom when I see it. So look at that AL. I think my mom will see it. How many dollars they pour aside for this thing? Maybe 12, 13,000. Okay, 13,000 right here. Okay. So the 13,000 here, we give it to you to organize that program. Oh, the 13,000 here. How much you use for the program? That so amount. We write that number down. That didn't number you use. All right. Of the number here, after the program, how much y'all got from the dough? That's so. How much y'all got from the drink? That's so. How much y'all got from what? That's so. Okay, put it down. How much y'all got from donation? That's so. Put it down. So why I have to get a degree in accounting to do that one, Papa? But the old people can say, when you see teenage delaying and small bureaucracy and hoarding and putting around it, something not right. Something not right. The way the bull hoarding it, that you might bring your profile to do addition and subtraction. See the bull here. They're soliciting services from professionals. You hear that? Professionals with knowledge and qualification in audit and accounting principles. This is a job blow. So it means all the people in the community here, except we identify the professionals that have accounting knowledge and basic skills in auditing. Except we identify them. So even if you're a second year student in university reading accounting and management, you are disqualified. You're not a professional. So the secretary of the board or the board coined their words. So listen, let me say this to you. No disrespect. I like the board. I like the secretary of the board because he myself was born the same day, August 8th. And I like the way he can be sometimes a little combative when it comes to these things. And I like the way the board chairperson, Mr. Anisha Judge, sometimes he can come to be so soft. But what are you people looking for right now? If we have it, we haven't identified it yet. If we have professionals who have basic skills in accounting and auditing, we haven't identified them yet, except for one of our brother who we know, who runs on maybe a tax firm or something, Sebastian Dauber, who is the co-chair on education, welfare, and whatever committee. We haven't seen too many people in the town here with accounting and auditing. They are professionals. We haven't seen those professionals yet. Our brother Jojo, who volunteered, wrote an official letter to the president and the administration, put it in the community chat. The board chair, everybody from the board saw it. Nobody have contacted him to say, oh, listen, we saw that you wanted to volunteer. Nobody. But the board came back and say, oh, submit your profile. Now you submit your profile. They say, oh, but you want all the people there, you're on looking at all the other days, say they put in corrupt. Okay. So what? It means you disqualify. It means you are formed an opinion, which is wrong. And I'm glad Mr. Rawakiri following this show right now. Mr. Rawakiri, the few times now people attended the meeting, we haven't seen the meeting meetings, we haven't seen even the agenda for the meeting. And we know normally you would take the meeting roster, sign on it, and post it in the community chat. We haven't seen that. What happened? Is that something going on? And we know this meeting was one of the most important meetings in the history of your administration because it is the meeting before the Judah 26 celebration. We haven't seen anything. We haven't heard anything. What's happening? Are we in the kuku jumuku now? You're not inside, you not know. Well, the bull, to each his own, the bull, we have to answer some of these questions. The president and his able lieutenants, they will have to answer some of these questions. And obviously, no disrespect, but they both have more questions to answer. And two, yeah, here go. God made me different too. That's what Mr. Wellington Dribble say now, he quiet. Mr. Etta then say now they quiet. The name have been caught up in the kind of thing yet. They ain't saying nothing about it. They relaxing. They ain't saying. And when you agree, let me say to y'all, my name feeling Logan, and I say already, and I can't have my own opinion. I said it. I say if this inaugural team is not 40 accounted for, we address it to the way it's supposed to go. I ain't gonna show up to no edit our function, and I stay by that. The Judah Tony said I come in here, I ain't stopping anybody from going there. But y'all will not see me there. The old timer will be playing. That's good. The Indiana Lone Star that I'm coaching as well. That service to the community. They can play the game. But I, Philip Logan, will not be present because I said what I said, and I stick by what I say. Now, another thing here. You know, Megan to but Etta and Waddington Dripper. Let me say to you, you don't allow the bull to just get up one farm money and say, oh, you know what? People never send their name to become part of the team here. So it means no more suspicion, or we consider the whole case not involved. So your return to status quo ante. Listen, in a court of public opinion, you have to fight to exonerate yourself. The bull can exonerate you, but you cannot exonerate yourself so easily in the court of public opinion and say you defend yourself. Yo, you have to. Because you can't tell me anywhere if by mistake I meet you to the park and we're having some conversation and we start getting heated and I call you corruption King Kong. You will not do nothing to me. Because so you say this, you wanted me to court, I'm going to bring the same report that wasn't fully adjudicated. They are presenting report, they are presenting evidence, they are presenting statements from the public. So it's not easy to say, oh, I'll file a defamation against a man. He called me corruption King Kong. So if y'all want to avoid all these small name corruption King Kong and thing, y'all make sure y'all talk to the board that the issue that has to do with investigation, auditing, they have to do it. They have to do it. We have people who play with money in a town here. We have the former financial secretary here, Sis Isabella. We have previous financial secretaries who also play with money. So the easiest thing the board can do, if they're serious about these investigations, they have to write the some of the former financial secretaries to ask them for the expert opinion to say, listen, we're asking you to please come and serve in this capacity. Let's have these things going on. Other than that, Madam Etta Kumba, it will not be cool. Mr. Weddington Dripper, it will not be cool. I like you guys. I care about you people. That's why I keep stressing about this. I keep stressing about this. Please, you're safe yourself. Your safe face. The poke can say your safe face. Yo, your safe face. Oh. So in other news, those of you who following us, if you don't know, um, we have a big one coming up, August 12th, 2023, honoring Mr. and Ase Gofen. Will be honoring the first baby. Say the baby coming up, baby shower. It's all white, so get ready. Nobody coming to the party here in yellow, in black, and all the kind of thing. No, 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 no. We're not gonna do that. You can't in black, we send you back. You can't in green, we send you back. You can't in yellow, we send you back. When you in white, all white, all white. This will be the baby shower of the time. Mr. Isaac Goffen Jr. Gonna be 7 o'clock p.m. Gonna be 5620 Crawfordville Road, Indianapolis, Indiana 46224. Get ready. This is hosted by Mrs. Tillman, taking over by Riz W. Bassi Gia. The number is 317-457-1097. You can call her. And at the baby shower here, you will have everything you want. So get ready and let's go and celebrate with Mr. Isaac Goffen Jr. and his beautiful, 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 beautiful wife, Eve Goffen. So the Goffen family inviting you all. And another big one coming up again in Indiana. Those of you who don't know, we have our dear brother and friend. They call it the Wave of Glory Worship Banquet by our brother David Gertie. Season 2 coming up. So you're going to find Ambassador Fatou Zion, Ambassador Charles Sayon, Ambassador Maron Cassin, Director Matthew Fay, Minister Pauline Kaza, family, sisters family. Then it's going to be on August 27 at 4 o'clock p.m. It's going to be at Life Connect Church. Some of you who know Life Connect Church, it's going to be at 6213 La Paz Trail, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46268. David Gertie inviting the entire community and some of you outside the community. He said, according to what he explained to me, this banquet going to be used. The proceeds from there going to be used to generate and buy the first ever musical equipment for this community to have the production of more music and encouraging young people to enter in the area of music and gospel worshiping and all the kind of thing. So it's a very good thing. Those of you who want to be part of it, and those of you who would love to donate to buy in the first instrument, I would love to be on that. I will have to donate. My wife and I will receive our official letter. Some of you who haven't received a letter yet from Mr. David Gertie, you don't necessarily have to receive an official letter asking for seeking donation. You can also just do your donation. That's helpful as well. And Mr. David Gertie, I wish you all the best. And I look forward to seeing you having this instrument that's going to help and bring a lot of young people to worship God. You see, some of you who want to go to church and be pastor and all the things is good. But the best thing you need to do is you need to worship. God believe in worship. God love worship. When the end time comes, God will not be looking for pastors. The pastors only showing you the way. And when you see God, you not need no more preaching. You only need to worship. So it's good to learn to worship on earth. So Minister David Gertie, we want to say thank you so much for what you are doing. And get ready. Everything has an end. And I want to say to all of you again, don't forget tomorrow the national team of this community will be going to Kentucky. You see the bus? The bus is already set up and ready. The LeBron Old Timer Association, the LeBron Old Timer of Indiana FC. Our road leads to Kentucky on Saturday tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Join the national team tomorrow in Kentucky. The location is what? Ben Washington Park. So you're going to be 519 West Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. So get ready. All of you who want to be part of this game tomorrow, get ready and let's go and have fun. So to all of you out there, I want to say a very big thank you for joining us. We want to say to all of you who join us today and all of you who will join us later, we want to say thank you. We appreciate your time. And we have to go. We have some other stuff to get engaged with. And we are happy to have you here today. It is a pleasing pleasure to sit here after being ill for a little while, having pink eye and all add to that. I'm happy to be on the Logan's Hour again. And I look forward to see you all again next Tuesday. And don't forget, love somebody, call somebody who you have problem with, tell them, hey man, let's scratch that thing or let's move on. Life goes on. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again. We want to say bye-bye and have a good evening. Bye.